honestly.
Mm.
Also,
can
I mean,
you can play that
illegal
game on
stream.
like such minimal brain cells. Like straight up, it's so much fun. Just the
I live
massive
off the
hits.
illegal stream market though for hockey. Oh shit, we're starting.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I just
just
realized.
kind of threw it in. Just kind of threw it up. Did you hear my voice in the background? Or did you have it up? Okay, here, whatever. I'll post it up here.
No.
Okay, live stream ranks. Everyone. Tune the fuck in, peasants. Alright, I guess I'll take the intro here, but sorry I kind of didn't prepare you guys one bit, but we are here for the Midwest F1 League. Interdivision Challenge, by that we mean we've got 4 drivers representing each division 1 through 4 here for a race at Bahrain Short, 100%, so kind of equals out to 50% a normal race. But I being CrashMcqueen, I'm joined by our Div 2 and Div 3 commentators, Hotspot, as well as Fallen Monkeys. Why don't you say first there, Hotspot?
Well, how you doing, everybody? Good seeing you. Really excited for this. Personally, this is the best of the best out of all the divisions, minus F2, of course. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, actually.
What about you there, Fallen Monkeys? What are you most excited for here?
Honestly, I'm excited for the racing here. It's Bahrain Short. Not a long circuit at all, but lots of straights, which means, of course, a lot of overtakes. So I'm excited to kick things off and see what all the drivers have in store.
Exactly that. So I've got a little bit of notes set up here. Bahrain Short is 3.705 kilometers, 2.302 miles for you American folks. 10 total turns, 7 rights, 3 lefts. Is actually a longer circuit than Monaco, and is shorter than its actual normal Bahrain circuit by 1.03 miles. As well, that kind of translates to 1.707 kilometers, but nearly exactly a mile shorter sounds better than 1.7 kilometers. But it is just slightly shorter than about 4 tracks in the Formula One calendar, that all being in the low 4-kilometer ranges, being Zandvoort, Canada, Austria, Hungaroring, Mexico, and Brazil. So it's not too far off in distance-wise from those tracks. So it's going to be fun here. What is in store for us?
Now, I'm just looking at the track here, and I see just starting out on their outlaps for qualifying 1, Nero Nix, one of our Division 3 drivers, so I figured I'd take a moment, talk a little bit about Nero Nix. For those who normally would tune into the Division 3 stream, he drove for the AlphaTauri, had a nice consistent season, and finds himself in the McLaren seat in this interdimensional championship.
Ooh, whoa, that sounds even cooler.
That sounds amazing.
A little bit of an outtake, but interdivisional championship, and very fast driver. I believe, if I recall, he came in 3rd. Oh my goodness, I just put the notes away here. Apologies for that. He came in, yes, he did come in 3rd, right behind the Alfa Romeo team, but they are going to be in the Renault Hightower and Soy Loco. But on a flying lap, I mean, purple first sector, unsurprisingly, is the first driver on a lap. But
yeah, it's tough to do that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But I'm excited to see what Nero Nix can bring to the table as one of our Division 3 drivers represented here in this little challenge that we've got going on.
So
well,
I just switched over to Chunky quickly, sorry, and he's on an invalid lap, but continue your thought there, Hotspot. And it looks like we got a crash out in Sector 2 there as well. Sorry again, Hotspot.
Alrighty, that's the Haas of...
yeah, Jade Chase, it looks like.
What's happened to him? He hasn't picked up wing damage. I can't tell from this camera angle that I have. Oh, and he's in the gravel again.
Oh, I think he might have just clipped the curb on that, just on that high-speed right-handed corner right before the, I guess, the harder apex. But it looks like, is that a Ferrari caught up with him?
Oh, he's got disqualified. A Wild Maida has been disqualified for parked in a dangerous location, so no qualifying time will be set by him as El Majaco comes over with just over a minute. but that really got to hurt.
Definitely not a good way to start here with the disqualification, but I didn't quite get to see the accident from my end, unfortunately. I just saw the dots on the mini-map, but I wonder why Wild might have had to park there. I'm not too sure why he had to. Do you guys have any idea why he might have not gone back on track?
I'm not sure.
That was a really strange part to go off, really. I mean, that was... I'd be more willing to expect it if it was like going out of 7. That is a spot where people often can spin it there. But no, they were up in 8, so maybe they got together. I'm not really sure what exactly has happened there. That's been interesting, if I'm honest.
Yeah, definitely an odd little situation there, but as it stands right now, we got a Div 3 and then 2 Div 4s sitting 1, 2, 3, and the guy in Div 1 as well as the guy going into Div 1 in Jacko and Hash sitting at the back right now. I think Smith Pell's just started a lap, but Hightower's in front of him, so we'll ride his lap out here.
Well, bringing it back to our Div 2 boys of Hash 9211 and Smith Pell, I will say Hash 9211 came on the scene about midway through the season and absolutely tore it up. Been putting in a very consistent string of good results, and hopefully he can make that transfer over into Div 1. He's definitely got the talent, definitely got the skill, and he's definitely got the strategy as well. He's really creative with how he works the tires, how he, stretches them out and whatnot. Very, very talented stuff there. And Smith Pell and the other Alfa Romeo, I tell you what, his qualifying results may not always look pretty, but he always finds a way to get up through the grid. He just slices through cars left and right, and definitely look out for our Div 2 boys here today.
Yeah, we'll have to see how they compare, especially to Jacko and Mystic Joker, as Smith Pell comes over right now into the 106.
Hang on a minute. Jacko and J has and the J Chaz has gone on the intermediates.
Oh, that's got to be a mistake.
I just noticed that. A bit of an interesting strategy there, I think, from the Haas. I think maybe the Haas weather report proving something a little bit different than the one we had here in the commentaries booth. As last I checked, my weather report had clear skies all around here in Bahrain.
We're in the desert, so yeah.
Is a wet weather race even a possibility in Bahrain? But Mystic Joker comes over with pole. I don't think it's ever happened. Maybe a sandstorm, but I think that's
have that in winter testing. That's true.
Yeah. Soya Loco's going to come over the line and takes pole as it sits right now. Sui is the next to come over, going through Sector 2 right now. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a weird one, because I can't imagine that many of these drivers actually have got a lot of time on the circuit, that being Jacko, Mystic Joker, even Jay Chase as well. Jinnit Twinit has yet to set a time, but so if there's any time for a couple of these lower division guys to kind of take a run at these Div 1 studs, if we will, because all finishing in the top 4 in the standings, then this would be the time, maybe in a circuit where they're unfamiliar with. But Sui is about to come over the line and goes into 6, going to the high 59s.
Now I'm thinking early stages here in qualifying 1. Maybe some of the drivers. I mean, I'm looking at Hash sitting in, I guess a lowly P8 with a slow 1 minute on the lap time, at least for the time being. Maybe keeping a little bit back. I'm sandbagging, if you will. Maybe bringing out a quicker lap time a little bit later. Looking to maybe play spoiler, I think, in potentially later in Q2, Q3, keeping some of that pace in the back pocket. I think that's a strategy that some of the quicker drivers might be looking to pull out here. Maybe play that spoiler in qualifying.
And that's definitely a strategy that Hash 9211 pulls off a lot in Div 2. I will say that, because you'll find him, prior to his final hot lap, he will be, about 5th or 6th down the grid, then immediately go back on provisional pole within the last 30 seconds of the session. So I would not be surprised if he was to pull that off here.
We've got Jinnit Monkey Mafia out of the garage here, just starting their hot lap. I'm trying to tell who's the next to come around with the time, and I think it is Hightower, looking to improve from 7th here. We'll have to see what Jinnit can throw up. Jay Chase, you imagine he's going to improve on the time of 107, maybe just a little bit of a get-me-over type of time, just to get himself on the board. but Hightower's coming down the final straight here, getting the DRS wing open, and goes into 7th. Actually, no, it doesn't barely improve at all.
Yeah, very similar lap time for Hightower this time around, and I'm just looking here. Given we have 16 drivers with a Wild Maida who did unfortunately disqualify, I think here in Q1, this might be sort of a session for a lot of drivers just to get a feel of the circuit, given that it is the top 15 that make it through into qualifying too, and we're down to 15 drivers remaining.
That totally slipped my mind. I totally forgot that was a thing. That we were
Yeah, it kind of just clicked in with me there. So I think Hightower maybe was aware of that. I'm seeing Soy Loco doing something a little bit similar with the Renaults, but rather than wasting a set of tires, they're just sort of using this as a practice session, a short practice session. Looks like they're maybe running a little bit of race trim here, putting a bit of extra wear on those tires just to see maybe how the tire wear feels leading into the race.
Yeah, that's very. You're looking at Nero Nix right now, who's coming out on a fresh pair of softs. Maybe a second might have forgotten that this is a full qualifying.
Oh no. Apologies just to say something there, but I was riding on board with Soy Loco just as he takes a spin on the exit of what I believe is turn 7, looking to get back on track right now, but a bit of a costly mistake with those on his qualifying lap, as that was a little bit of wing damage, so possibly a pit stop in for Soy Loco, the pole sitter here. Oh, well, right as I say that, subtle but whole in the Red Bull goes ahead and takes pole position at 59.256. Quick lap time from him.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see someone get into the 58s. Go ahead, Hotspot.
I was going to say, I'm quite impressed with how it's all within half a second within the top 7 right now. That's actually really solid to see, especially, this is realistic cars as well. So, yeah, the top 7 all within half a second. Surely that'll get a little bit more spread out as we go on through the sessions, but yeah, it's pretty good to see so far. Also, Jacko is still on those intermediates. He has not gone in and boxed yet. He is actually he is actually using them.
Okay, so this is something that I just saw in chat, but Wild Maida actually threw this in a while ago. He says that he got in the Haas's way, that being Jay Chase, and DQ'd himself because he thought he made him go into the wall, so he was kind of doing it purposely. But Jinnit is content with his time and retires from session. Ninas goes 5th fastest. And Hotspot, you actually brought up a really good point that I don't think that was mentioned prior to, but these cars are on realistic, so none of these cars are equaled. They're all on the way that the game designed them to. We are not equaling the cars on how we normally do it. That is something that I should have brought up. But so you can see the Div 1 guys are in the Williams and the Haas's, them being the slower cars. The Alfa Romeos and the Alfa Tauris are the D2 drivers. Renault and McLaren are in D3. And Ferrari and Red Bull are in D4. So that is something that I probably should have brought up before. Completely forgot.
That slipped my mind too a little bit, but I think it makes a bit more sense now, seeing just with Jacko in the Williams there, and maybe a little bit of what I was mentioning earlier. Really, some sandbagging with those intermediate tires in Q1, knowing he's going to make it through into Q2 either way. Having a bit of fun here, I think.
Yeah, very true.
Well, as you bring that up, Hash 9211 has fit a fresh pair of medium tires, which is a little bit of a surprise to me, but yeah, I felt like that was an interesting thing to bring up, considering that he's definitely going to make it through. I don't know why you wasted another pair of mediums in this,
But I'll give a quick little shout out here to anyone that has joined or has been a part of the Midwest F1 League for a little while here and has kind of seen what we've been doing throughout our tenure, I guess. But this is our interdivision race from everyone from Division 1 to Division 4, separated in 4 separate teams. The faster drivers being the Div 1 drivers, and the slower cars, the slower drivers, assumingly so, being in the quicker cars, and then D2 and D3 kind of equaled out. But if you're new to the Midwest F1 League, make sure you give us a follow on all of our platforms, that being here on Twitch, as well as go onto YouTube, and you can catch our Div 2 highlights get thrown up there straight up, as we can't do a live stream, unfortunately, but maybe one day we can try and work something out, but it doesn't look like it is a possibility. But Hotspot does a great job of editing the video and throwing it right up there. If you're interested in the Div 3, be sure to go check out Fallen Monkey's YouTube channel. If you have a time there, Fallen Monkeys, why don't you post that into the Twitch chat, and I'll make a little bit of a command for it, so we can...
For sure, I'll go ahead and get that set up right away. So for those anxious to see the link in the chat, it's going to come up very shortly.
Exactly that, as well as our Twitter and Instagram page, which is freshly linked into the Twitch chat there. So be sure to give us a follow across all social media platforms. We very much appreciate anyone that does. We're nearly at 150 followers, so please help us get there, as well as our YouTube channel is creeping up to 100 followers, so 100 subscribers. Followers. But if you can, please help us get there. We appreciate everyone that is in tonight, and we will hopefully be bringing you the best possible content that we so hopefully can. But we are still in Q1, 2 more to go here. A wild Meta DQ'd early on and has allowed the other 15 drivers to go through. And are we sure that 15 are going to go through, or will it chop off 3 or 4 drivers? We're 100% sure that only one guy is going to get knocked out at Q1.
I would assume so.
I was just gonna say, with my experience with the full qualifying, unless a driver has actually crashed out of qualifying, normally it always is the top 15. The only time I've noticed it's been less is when, just like I mentioned, when a driver does crash out, the game figures in realistic mode that the car won't be able to go through qualifying, even if it's set a quick enough time. So that's the only time I've ever seen it go less than 15 and 10.
Okay, that's fair. Man, it's just funny watching Jacko drive around on those inters.
Oh, so you're watching that too, I see.
Yeah, that's just funny. He's just it's such a pedestrian-esque drive. Like, he's just hanging out. I think he's out of gas, actually.
Oh, it looks like it.
It's been 6 laps.
A costly mistake here in Q1 for Jacko as he runs out of fuel right at the end of Sector 2 of his flying lap.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
Very reminiscent of the F2 races that we run into sometimes.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if you've seen those Fall Monkeys, but there was a couple of F2 races that it was a battle to just keep gas in the end. So many people were running out of gas. At one point, I think half the grid did.
Oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. I don't think... It
was hilarious.
Oh, I might have to go check that out. I haven't seen that, but...
Yeah, can you remember where it was there, Hotspot?
Vietnam and Hungary were the 2 tracks that I remember.
Okay, yeah.
Vietnam was the big one. That definitely happened. Hungary was kind of only half of them, but that was
okay, so I might go ahead and check out. I'm seeing more drivers retiring out of Q1 here. I mean, only down to a minute and 15 to go. Apologies. But it's not stopping Hash in the Alfa Romeo to set at least one more lap on those soft tires to try to improve on that near 1 minute flat he has on the board so far.
It looks like this is a fresh set as well.
So an
that's
interesting
3
call.
fresh sets now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, I beg to question the decision to go on another fresh set of soft tires, given, as we were discussing, he is guaranteed in Q2, but I guess Hash has got his tire strategy down packed and can afford using 3 sets in Q1.
When I was talking about interesting strategies earlier, this is not what I meant. This is a bit out the window from what Hash normally does, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it works out for him, though. It does go faster at the end of the day. 59.8, about 0.2 off his old time. Puts him up into 12 so far, and might be going for one more lap here in the final seconds of qualifying.
I mean, if you're going to lose the set anyway, you might as well just run the piss out of him.
Yeah, well, just as I was saying that, I watched him bump the ZRS down to 0 and very slowly going up the gears down this on the back straight before what is normally Sector 3, I believe, on normal Bahrain. So
Okay.
I think maybe he's having a little bit of fun with us in the commentaries booth.
So I think I just caught on to what Jacko was doing. He was running all those laps on the inters to make sure that those were the tires that were taken away, so he saves an extra pair of slicks for Q2.
That's genius. Actually,
a little bit of... Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
that's a little bit of 4D chess.
Yeah, exactly, right? But for Anomaly with the 200 bits, thanks, dude. Much appreciated. I believe that's Valentine, yeah. Good stuff. But hey, we've creeped up to nearly our viewer record here, or other than the announcement for season 3, but we're at 28 viewers right now, so thank you everyone that is in watching the interdivision race. We are just finishing up Q1, and I guess I'll run through the order quick, but I mean, we'll have Subtle But Whole, who finishes first, Soya Loco second, Nero Nix third, Mystic Joker fourth, Super Ness fifth, Chunky Corgi sixth, Sui seventh, Monkey Mafia eighth, Hightower ninth, Houdini 10th, Jint Twinit 11th, Hash 12th, Jacko 13th, Smith Pell 14th, J Chase 15th, and yeah, you're right, a Wild Maida is the only person to get kicked out into Q2, so we'll have to see what the drivers can do now, as now we're truly going to be battling for positions here.
Oh yeah, and this is where qualifying is going to truly heat up, like you were saying. Now that we're battling for positions, I think the time of intermediate tires has come to an end, and I think we're going to start seeing a bit more true pace from a lot of these drivers now, as we're jumping into our 15-minute non-stop qualifying 2 action here. See, predictions. Who's going to be the first driver out on track for Q2?
Well, who's typically the one for you in Div 2, Hotspot, that you constantly notice?
Well, it's typically Heavy S that normally is. He's not in this race. It might actually... I was going to say Nero Nixon. It looks like both actually the McLarens are coming out now, so...
Nero and Monkey, followed by a Red Bull. And looks like another Red Bull's coming out in Chunky Corgi. So yeah, it looks like a lot of drivers are out here. Williams, one of them, might be Mystic. It's actually Jacko. So a decent little cluster here. They're going to have to kind of want to open up the gaps between themselves as much as they can. And yeah, Wild Maida, you're the only person out in a Q1. Sorry. Not sorry.
Yeah, but I'm looking here, just with the order, I think Monkey Mafia might be in a bit of an unfortunate position being the first driver out. Just with I'm looking, half this circuit is a DRS straight. When I'm looking at the track map here, at least half the side of one. So, like you were mentioning, unless Monkey Mafia can get some of that separation, or even his teammate Nero Nix, they might be at a very much of a disadvantage with some of that slipstream, I would think, being a big factor here in qualifying, similar to what we see in Monza.
So Nero just actually lets Jacko go. And it looks like Subtle But Whole as well. So he's going to slot just in front of the 2 Haas. Actually, looks like he lets the Haas go as well.
We have 6 drivers. Yeah, I saw him nearly spin it around on exit at 9, which was really strange. Didn't hit anything, but he's just immediately come in. What I was going to say is we have 7 drivers who have chosen to fit the medium tires at the moment. Wonder how that's going to play out. Actually, is that both McLarens coming in? Both McLarens have come in.
I did notice Nero Nix not really having that the final corner that he wanted. He went a little bit wide. Maybe he didn't like the traffic that he had going through into the final corner to start his lap, so just said, you know what, I'll try again a little bit later. I've got time. I mean, there's still 12 and a half minutes to go, so a bunch of time to set another lap.
I wonder if this is the point where we're going to see someone push into the 58s. We saw quite a few drivers going to the 59s, a lot of them, or the rest of them being into the 1 minute mark. But we'll have to see if Jacko can do it here, and the Williams actually looks like he won't into the late 59, sorry, and Subtle But Whole past them in the mid 59s as well. But Chunky Corgi next over the line, and he does just edge his teammate Smith Pell next after. Not sure if that's Jinnit or Jay Chase. It is actually Jinnit over in 5th in mediums. And then we got the 2 Renaults. First being Soya Loco, then followed by Hightower.
Yeah, I think Soy Loco, he was the victor in Division 3, the drivers' champion. So I think a little bit of teamwork with the Renaults running so close to one another. Soy Loco with a little bit more pace, I think maybe towing his teammate around. It worked out for them. They got right around a similar time and find themselves in 4th and 5th so far.
Sui next over in 6th. I believe that's Mystic Joker is coming on the final turn, but I think Jay Chase is going to set a time before. Into 4th goes Jay. Mystic Joker coming down the final straight, and 7th for him.
Meanwhile, I think Corgi's just taken over provisional pole as we say that.
Well, I believe he overtook his teammate a little while ago. But Super Ninas going 5th with a little bit of a drag from Jinnit to win it as Jinnit improves into 10th. So now the real battle for to stay in and go through to Q3 is going to start hitting us real quick here.
Yeah, and when I'm looking at the time set so far, other than Smith Pell, who's in a little bit of the anomaly here, there's a clear separation between the drivers who decide to put on the soft tires being in the top 5, and then the drivers who opted for the medium tires being in the bottom 5, from Soy Loco down to Jinnit to win it. So I would not be surprised, just personally here, to see a lot of these the medium tire runners most likely switch over to a set of soft tires for a later run here, because I don't think the medium tires are going to have the pace, at least in this stage of Q2, to get them through once we start seeing more soft tire runs from these drivers.
Jinnit coming to the line now. He's on a timed lap as well, and he's not going to improve whatsoever. So yeah, a lot of the drivers choosing the medium tires here. That is kind of a surprise to me. They are going to want to make these switch over to softs probably pretty soon, especially some of those hovering around that 10th spot there being Monkey Sweet and who's that that's just gone in?
Hosh.
Up into 8th.
Yeah, you're correct. Hightower's into the pit as well. Niru next over the line here, coming around the final couple turns. Comes over the line in 8th place, so right now safe. Looks like we got a Haas out of gas there. I think that's Jay Chase just puttering along on the right side there.
Yeah, looks like it.
Takes a nice shortcut. We saw that.
Yeah, I mean, making sure to stay very clear of his teammate, Jinnit, who's just coming across the line now. Does go a 10th faster. I don't think that improved him, though. Still in 13th on the outside looking in. But he is on 4-lap-old medium tires, so I would expect his pace to pick up once he gets a fresh set of boots on later on in this session.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get his bearings on the course.
Either that or make sure that the medium tires are the tires that are gutted after Q2.
As well as that. Good point. Well, if that's the case, then he might as well...
Joker, and then...
Yeah, well, he might as well throw on some wets. Get rid of those things. Take the Jacko approach. But Houdini is going to be next over the line here. Goes into 4th place.
Very good
Decent
lap.
time set.
That's a nice 59.9. Only the 4th time to break into the sub 1 minute here on the soft tires. So I think that puts Houdini in a very good spot here at this stage. Ooh, but actually has a big moment, and that's going to be the end of his qualifying.
Oh. So he's the driver at risk right now, and he can't improve his time. Or why does he have... Does it show 10th for you?
Yes, and
Yep.
This is, I think, perfect example here. I think I was mentioning this in Q1, but right now Houdini, he is down to 10th. His 59.9 becomes the new quote-unquote cutoff, but Houdini, even if he does make it through into Q3, because that car crashed out, he won't be able to participate in Q3. So that's the thing. His qualifying, unfortunately, it's over here whether he does make it into the top 10 or not. So very unfortunate for Houdini.
So Mystic Joker is now trying to improve on his time. He's just about to enter into Sector 3 here. He did set his initial fastest lap on medium, so he should be able to improve. Get our teammate is into 3rd place. See if the Williams can both make it into Q3 here. This is kind of exciting. I've never really been a part of a full qualifying session here, and Mystic Joker goes second, splitting the 2 Red Bulls.
Sweet coming across the line now goes 4th. That was a very solid lap. I was watching for a little bit there as he went through Sector 2, handled pretty much the rest of Sector 3 very nicely. Got a great line coming out of 8, and yeah, made up a lot of time there. Especially was a little bit further down. I don't think he made a time before that, but very solid lap from him.
Smith Pell going for as much of a tow as he can with Mystic Joker pulling off to the side here. He's just halfway through Sector 2 here. Looking to improve as right now he's sitting last, so a time that he needs to improve on here, and if anything, take a whole second off. We'll see his split when he comes through the Sector 3 timing, and he is a half a second down, but he still needs to take out a lot more time if he's going to want to get into Q3 here. Smith Pell on the Alfa Romeo, our Div 2 champion, moving up into Division 1 next year. He's going to really want to come over the line with a good time here as is running out, and he just barely improves into 14th place. Not what he was hoping for there.
Still has time, though?
Go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just going to ask a question, but yeah, have at her.
Oh, I was just going to say, Smith Pell still has a lot of time to set another lap, and at least I jumped on board a little bit later in his lap. I did see him get a little bit of slipstream, which did help him out, but I think that final corner was a little bit of a time loss for him. So there is a spot to improve that we were able to see on that lap, and I mean, Div 2 champion going into Div 1. I'm sure there's more pace in that Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, but like what Hotspot was saying was that he more comes out to play when it's actually racing time. Was he that good of a qualifier throughout the year there, Hotspot, Smith Pell?
He was kind of one of those drivers, like we had him at Brazil where I think he actually got disqualified because his wheel disconnected. But other than that, I mean, he's been really consistent, qualifying pretty much in the top half of the field most of the time. I can't remember a time where he was outside the top 7 cars or so, but he'll usually find his way onto the podium even when he's in that spot, maybe even a little bit further back. So dangerous throughout the field, Smith Pell is. And I noticed Hash 9211 coming back in. He was having a really good lap earlier and then invalidated on exit of 4. And he's I think he's going to be putting on a fresh set of softs here. So Hash might want to get out on track soon, as I kind of expect him to. As we see, this is a McLaren of Niru Nix, going to be starting a timed lap right about now. He's on the fresh medium compounds.
And Soy Loco is right behind. He's in the Renault, going about half a second faster through Sector 2. Let's see what's it going to be as he crosses the line. Second fastest of 59.3. Wow. So really taking it to Chunky Corgi here for that battle for P1. Very late in qualifying now with 3 minutes to go. I think Jay Chassis is going to be the next driver to... Oh, maybe not actually, as he's letting the Red Bull through. That's Settle But Hold, who's also on an outlap, looking to maybe challenge for that provisional P1. But he put on the medium tires, interestingly. So maybe trying to make it through into Q3, trusting the pace of that Red Bull, that the medium tires are going to be the tire to get him through.
Now, so I was on board earlier with Jay Chase, and he actually set 2 back-to-back times on those softs, so the second time around actually being his quicker lap. The guy that I'm looking at right now who's actually coming to the pit is Niru Nix, the guy who's on the bubble. He did throw on some mediums. It may have been a mistake as he's come back into the pits, and he's going to be running out of time here as he needs to throw on a set of softs to try and get out and improve on time. So as we see the other 4 drivers at risk in Hash, Monkey Mafia, Smith Pell, and Jinnit to win it, all throwing on some tires here to see if they can improve on their time and get into the top 10. So we're going to have a real battle here. Maybe even Hightower might be at risk here as well.
Nero was having a really good qualifying run there. I think he actually invalidated coming out of 9, and that kind of messed up the rest of his lap. Yeah, he was having a really good lap going as well, and I think just unfortunately it was better to come down into the pits, throw on the softs while you can, maybe get another crack at it.
I think Hightower goes fastest. A 59.1, or inching closer and closer to the sub 59s. Do you think we see one here by the end of Q2?
You go Hotspot.
Well, I mean, it might be possible, but what I've just noticed is that top 3 prior to Hightower setting that lap was all within 1/10 of a second. Hightower's now put 2/10 of a second back on second place. So I tell you what, that was probably one of the better laps we're going to see. There's no doubt that he might be able to crank out another 10th possibly, but he'll have to dig deep to find it.
Oh, Hash doesn't improve. He's going to go once more around. Smith Pell is teammate. He's way down on his time. Can't improve. He's going to come around once more. Ninas does improve and push Houdini out. Now Jacko is in jeopardy, but Jacko is about to come around the final turn here, and he is down on his time right now.
Yeah, purple second sector for him. And right behind there's... Oh, sorry.
I was going to say comes over 8th, and then we got Monkey Moth. Smith is out. Nero Nix is going to start his lap. I believe that's Hightower, but he's going to come into the pit. Jinnit to win it did set a time earlier going into the top 5 there. So he has put himself in safety, but now we're getting really down to the nitty gritty here as Hash is coming around the final turn. And is that going to be it for his qualifying here? It looks like it will be. Can improve, but not enough. Smith Pell is 3/10 down, but he needs to take out a lot of time in the final couple turns here over the line and just ahead of his teammate. Monkey Mafia. Oh, he is just under a 10th down, and he is just barely off the time of Super Ninas, who can't improve. So Monkey's going to finish up the last couple of turns here, and boy, this is going to get close.
Yep, and Uranix right behind him had to be perfect on his lap. No second chances now in Q2. Monkey Mafia comes across the line in 5th. What a lap.
Wow.
His teammate behind, 8th fastest.
Oh, that pushes Jay Chase just out. Jacko squeaks in, and that's going to be it for Q2 here, as everyone else is finished. Wow, that is close.
Really brought it down to the wire, but I'll be honest, I'm cheering a little bit here in my seat, seeing my brethren in Division 3 up near the top positions in the qualifying order. So a happy monkey in the commentaries booth is, I guess, what I can say about that.
I can't say the same for my Div 2 guys. However, I will say I am a fan of this multi-session qualifying here. This is really entertaining, actually.
Yeah, I've never done
solid.
one of these. This is actually really fun. Completely right.
Oh, just you wait. The best is yet to come, because we've got Q3 coming up next.
Well, I'm used to that because we always just skip there.
Fair enough.
We just pretty much involve everyone in Q3. Whoa! In lockout up in the top 3 there. But with that being Hightower, Chunky Corgi, Soy Loco, Mystic Joker being the front of the Americans, Monkey Mafia, and then a Brit, the first one being Jinnit to win it, Subtle But Whole, Nero Nix representing the whole world, and then Sui 9th, Jacko 10th, the Lonely Australia, and then the drivers eliminated, goes Jay Chase, Super Ninas, Houdini, Smith Pell, and Hash. So those drivers are going to have to wait until we get going in the race. Houdini, so what? It's one Div 1 driver, a Div 3 driver, a Div 4 driver, and 2 Alfa Romeos, so 2 Div 2 drivers. Yeah, Jay Chase, you're in chat, man. What's it like driving that Haas? Completely different, hey? But Hightower, shooting us the follow. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. We're going to get on Q. 12 minutes is the amount of time that is allocated for you to set as quickest of a lap that you got. Which drivers were able to save a fresh set of softs? We'll see. Once again, both McLarens out bang bang. But, okay, I'm going to create a little bit of a poll here. Okay. Which division?
As you're doing that, I'm watching Nero Nix, Monkey Mafia, once again out in tandem. I think this has been the strategy for them through the entirety of this qualifying. Go out together, help maybe take turns leading the way, as it looks like, well, actually Monkey Mafia was leading the way at the end of Q2, leading the way once again here in, oh no, it is Nero Nix leading the way. So yeah, my theory is right. Never mind me, I'm going a little bit crazy here, I guess. But leading the way, all that to say, I think the McLarens might be helping each other out with a little bit of slipstream, taking turns, giving each other the tow down the straight. This time around, it's going to be Nero Nix giving a tow to Monkey Mafia as they're about to start their flying laps.
Not to mention the Haas of Jinnit to win it also tried getting in on that. He's a little bit far behind at the moment, though. He immediately recognized that the two McLarens were coming out and said, I'm going to jump in on that as well. And that's exactly what he's done as he starts his flying lap.
Yeah, so we'll see out of the first three who were biting the bullet early, we'll see who gets the advantage. Will it be one of the McLarens, or is it going to be Jinnit to win it in the Haas? I didn't see a purple sector for him, so maybe that second McLaren going a little bit faster through Sector 1, but it is mostly just a DRS straight in a few corners. I think Sector 2 is where it sort of really makes or breaks the lap, I would say. It's a bit more of a technical portion of the circuit, a few more corners, a bit more S's, but we'll see how this all plays out. I think Nero Nix first to cross the line. The time is going to be 59.6. Not a bad lap. His teammate a little bit faster, 59.3. Now what's Jinnit to win it going to do? It's a 59.7 for the Haas driver. So I think maybe that realistic performance showing its teeth here in Q3 when the times are going to be just that much quicker.
Who's next to the line? It's going to be... Oh, I think
it's
both
Jacko.
Williams are actually just coming out now.
No, Jacko's coming around the final couple of turns here. About to come over the line. High
He was fifth.
And then Hightower close here. Looking to get pole, and yes, he does. At Renault. That seems to be the place to be right now.
Looking like it. It's a near 59 flat for Hightower, so he's absolutely flying in that Renault.
So a good point was brought up from Cowboy from Hell, is that they get a free set of softs as well. Super Ninas did, I saw in chat, saved an extra set, so he's got 2 fresh sets of softs coming into this final qualifying here. But I think we got, is that Mystic Joker coming around the final couple turns here to see what he can do in the Williams, and Sui shortly follows. Actually, Mystic is into the pit. Sui is coming around the final turn. It got the DRS wing open down the straight and goes into 6th. So not what he was hoping for, but a little bit of time to improve. Soy Loco goes for an invalidated lap. So now we play the waiting game.
Yeah, so Soy Loco was he was on a flying lap right behind his teammate, but coming out of the last corner, probably the worst place you can exceed track limits. So that invalidated his flying lap. And now, even if he wanted to do another one, he couldn't do it because his next lap wasn't validated too. And oh my goodness, that was a Red Bull.
And Corgi has gone off on exit of 7, and he has absolutely smacked the inside barrier there in front of the Renault of Soy Loco as well. Very close encounters there for the Renault. I do want to say, though, Hightower has come into the pits, and I tell you what, I think he's sitting pretty right now. He has set the fastest lap of the night. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep.
I think that is the fastest lap of the night, and we haven't seen that many laps within that 59.1 range. So I tell you what, he is in a very, very good spot.
Oh yeah, but one challenger just might be his teammate Soy Loco, who is he's all finished with his invalidated laps and actually goes purple in the first sector. Hard to tell if it's a personal best. I'll be honest, I never really know when I see those that purple track map if it's a personal best or if it's the fastest lap. Maybe you guys can clear it out, but Soy Loco, at least for now, looking to be possibly on a flyer, looking to challenge his teammate for that provisional pole. Maybe try to lock out 1-2 for the Renault team here.
Purple sector 2 as well. Very solid lap so far. Let's see how he can finish it off. Maybe taking a little bit too wide of an exit on 10. It's going to be close. Second by... That's a close margin right there.
That is very close.
And just another thing to keep in mind, that's on 3-lap old soft tires. He's still on that first set he came out on, so I think there's more pace there too once he does get that fresh set on and levels the playing field with Hightower.
So Subtle But Whole is on fresh softs here as he's just entering.
Sector.
So yeah, you can't always trust it. I've noticed that it does glitch, but it could be purple, and it also could not be purple. But he comes around the final turn here, coming just past the pit entry here, over the line into 5th place, so not too shabby from the Red Bull there. And I think Mystic Joker is the next, as we're going to get a full lap aboard with him. But I don't know, if you guys probably haven't had much time to spectate Mystic Joker, but when you're on board with him, it's as if he's like a 120 leveled AI. Like, I swear to God. Like, from the amount of the shifts and the racing lines and how there's 0 times where he gets a little bit over heavy on the throttle or overturns or under, like, it's just he's robotic in a way from my time viewing him. So we'll have to see what you guys think about him, but that's my perception of the driver that he is.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching a lap from Mystic Joker right now. I jumped on board myself and honestly didn't see much of anything wrong with that lap, but I guess the timing tables prove a little bit differently here.
It just goes
a very
way down.
pedestrian 103.5 for him. But I think now I'm seeing the ERS is on for real, so I think that might have just been his ERS being off for that first lap, as I was so caught up in the majestic beauty of Mystic Joker's driving. I didn't
he's
even
already
notice
2 seconds
ERS.
down. Just switching it on to him, he took 2 seconds off of his. Maybe he messed up the first sector, and then to be fair, I never watched his first sector there, but he's already 2 seconds down from his initial quickest lap, or fake quickest lap there. So we'll have to see. He's 4 seconds down. So
this is gonna be close here if he can nail it in sector 3.
He's got to take about a half a second out. We'll have to see what he can do here. Sorry to cut you off. Get DRS past the pit entry, over the line into 3rd in the low 59s. That is a banger of a lap. And then Nero Nick's going 2nd. Wow.
Nero Nick's finding some pace in the Renault here, or not the Renault, the McLaren. When it counts down to 3 minutes to go, and this is where, I mean, for all of us who are a little bit more used to short qualifying, this is sort of the time where it really gets exciting down to the last 3 minutes. I think this is where we're going to start seeing the order absolutely get shaken on its head, as everyone's just going to be pushing for those best possible lap times here.
It goes around turn 10, goes 3rd. That was actually a really solid lap. I was on them. Was on the lap for on board with him for the majority of that lap. He looked like he was doing a little bit. He was doing pretty well. I think he may have lost a little bit of time going up through 7. Maybe took it a little easier through there, which sometimes you do have to do. But he's put in a very solid lap. I will say so myself.
Very interestingly here, just as I'm looking at the timing sheets, this late in qualifying, from right around, I mean, I'll be honest, from 1st to 7th, it's near a 59 flat to a 59.3, so right around 3/10 separating just about every driver here. And those who don't fit in that bubble, 8, 9, and 10, Subtle But Whole in it to win it, Jacko, we all know they've got much more pace in that tank. I would not be surprised, given they're about to start a lap now, if they break in near that 59.3, 59.2 So it just goes to show how close a lot of these drivers are here with the realistic performance cars. To win it, going a tenth faster on his lap now through Sector 1.
I would not want to be one of the Div 1 guys right now, I can tell you that. I'd imagine that they're just... I mean, they're probably not livid, but it's like they're driving with, like, an anchor or with a parachute out the back. But Soyo Loco right now is sitting 4/10 down. Sorry, we might see someone go into the 58s here. Soyo Loco's finishing up the final turn over the DRS line. Can he get into the 58s?
Yes, just barely.
Oh,
my goodness.
What a lap.
There you go. So right now it's a Renault Division 3 lockout. Jacko is just down on his lap, but I don't know if the Williams is going to give him enough here. It does improve into 9th, but not enough for him. Hightower is 5 seconds back, so he's not going to be setting a quicker time here. I'm not sure if he's going to come into the pit or what is to be done.
Yo, that's just Mr. Joker. I was looking at the yellow flags. Monkey Mafia about to cross the line for what might be starting his final lap. Goes right around the same time the lap he just finished, but now with 15 seconds to go, I think everybody on track now pretty much going to have to be perfect if they're on a flying lap, as it's your last chance to try to snag that pole position from Soy Loco, who's holding on to it at least for the time being.
Oh my god, Jeanette to win it probably clears the line with a half a second left, so he'll be the last over the line here. But we got Jacko, who's just finishing up his lap, but and he sends it into the wall. Ouch. So are they going to be able to clear that? No, Soyo Loco's got to chalk it up as he's crashed in a very poor spot.
Ooh, and Joker was having a really, I think, solid lap, and he's invalidated it going over the curb in 8. Which is unfortunate, because I think he was actually having a top 5 worthy lap there at that moment, but quite unfortunate for him.
You're just bad luck there, Hotspot, because he's never made a mistake when I've been on board with him. But Jeanette is going to be the final one over the line here, and it nearly matches his last lap there. And that'll be it for Q3, and that'll bring out our qualifying positions. And it sits with Soyo Loco getting pole and a Renault lockout Hightower going second. And we got a lobby glitch, so we'll have to see how long it is until the lobby closes.
Take a look. I think we're just waiting for the Red Bull of Subtle But Whole and the Williams of Mystic Joker just to get towed into the pits. I believe so here. I think now it's just the Red Bull we're waiting on before we get the order. But solid qualifying from the Renault drivers there, locking out that front row for the start of the race. But I mean, the job's only half done. We've got a full 100% race coming up, so anything can happen, as we've already seen.
But yeah, the finishing orders as follows: Soyo Loco and Hightower locking out the front row with Soyo Loco taking pole. Niru next coming out with a solid lap of just barely outside the 58s. In third, Chunky Corgi is going to be matching him on the second row there. Monkey Mafia and Subtle But Whole 5th and 6th on the third row. Mystic Joker and Sui sitting on the 4th row in 7th and 8th. Jinnit to win it and El Majako, a couple of our Div 1 drivers, coming over the line in 9th and 10th and back into the 5th row. So we'll have to see what they can do here. But this is going to be fun. This is going to be interesting.
Yep, gonna be crazy here. 100% race. It's not a long lap, but there's gonna be lots of them. Lots of overtake opportunities. I don't know about you both, but I'm excited for this.
Oh, absolutely. I tell you what, if you're pretty much anywhere outside the top 7 drivers, especially if you're in those slower cars such as the Williams and the Haas and the Alfa Romeo, this really is going to be coming down to getting the strategy absolutely perfect, because there is time to be made up on the strategy on this circuit, so we'll have to see what they can muster up here in this race.
100%, but I'm going to get some water. So you guys chat away.
It's the best time. Honestly, it's the best time to do it. A little bit of a breather between qualifying. Drivers, I figured, well, I would assume getting their strategies ready, maybe getting that tire choice ready if you're down to the back of the grid. Like you mentioned, strategy is going to play a big part here, as there's lots of time that can be saved in the pit stop. And, of course, track limits. Penalties, if I'm going to be honest, given what I've seen in qualifying. And also, let's be real here, surviving turn one at essentially any circuit at Bahrain.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't know. It might actually be decently clean, seeing as how we only have the 8 teams in this race, only 16 drivers. Though I will say, I am going to be looking out for the track limits as well, because that could be that's going to be a killer if that comes into play. I mean, there's not that many places to go off and get your lap time deleted there, but as we saw, it definitely is possible. My spot's looking for it obviously on exit of 9 and 10, and then you could possibly even cut that curb through 2, maybe get a penalty there, try to get as much time going through 3 as you possibly can. The rest of the track is pretty much straightforward, but yeah, it's definitely going to come down to strategy here. I'm kind of curious about some of the tire choices they are going to be making. Hopefully it's going to come down to legitimate racing and not penalties, because that would be kind of a bummer, honestly.
Oh yeah, but no shortage with the no shortage of the racing. If I'm gonna make a bit of a bold prediction, with those long DRS straights, and we're gonna have lots of them. But I think we just got the cue to kick things off. We'll be jumping in. Do you guys know, is there a formation lap for this event, or are we just jumping straight into the race?
There should be formation lap. I actually didn't even know full qualifying until before we started. I didn't even see that part. I chose to look over it because I said, full qualifying. Oh, they probably just mean the 118 session. No, we're actually doing a full qualifying, so that was a little bit of a surprise to me. But
I completely agree. I was not ready for that to start, but hey, you know what? That was fun. I'm not disappointed at all.
Yeah, I tell you what, I wouldn't complain if we did that in the other divisions, if I'm honest.
And they're off. Okay, and we got... Okay, I'm just kidding. No. So, yeah, formation lap is underway here. We got the Renaults leading the charge here. We'll have to see what they can do. I'm not sure if you guys did talk about what your expectations are here, but what are your expectations here? We'll start with you, Hotspot.
Well, it's going to be a race, I think, especially... if you're in some of the slower cars, such as in the Alfa Romeos, the Haas's, the Williams, it's probably going to be a race on if you can get your strategy absolutely down pat. I'm looking at some of these guys like Smith, Pell, and Hash. I mean, usually these guys have some tricks up their sleeves. In fact, Hash is actually starting on the medium compound. If I look and see who's on what, only 4 drivers choosing to fit the medium compound. That is J. Chase Houdini, Smith, Pell, and Hash 9211. So I tell you what, it might actually be one of those things where whoever has the best strategy takes the win. It's also going to be who keeps the cleanest, as we were talking about track limits as well, going through those first couple corners.
Exactly that. What about you, Fall Monkeys, to finish off the thought?
Yeah, I do have to agree. Strategy is going to play a key part here, especially for the 4 drivers on the medium tires. Keeping clean, but of course staying out of mistakes. And what I mean by that is, like we've already seen in qualifying, and what I've seen here in Bahrain just generally, this track definitely has teeth. You want to push it to the limits, but sometimes the track bites back. So those who can harness those limits and really nail these corners without making any mistakes, I think are going to be the drivers to look out for.
Okay, so will we see a Monkey Mafia podium? Is it?
You know what? I was actually going to say something about that, because Hightower and Nero Nix have gotten into each other on the formation lap. That being said, if you do DSQ on the formation lap, your tires are ice cold on the start. So both of them, I think, are going to be sitting ducks here on the start.
Okay, so they're going to be, their positions are going to be up for grabs potentially into turn 1 here. So we'll have to see if the 4 drivers in behind, especially the ones on the inside line, can do anything here. But we are about to get underway here for the Midwest Interdivision race, running divisions 1, 2, 3, and 4, all here at Bahrain Short, and we are away. The 2 Renaults do get off pretty decently. It looks like we got a Red Bull along the inside line, looking to make a real good charge into turn 1, but Soya Loco does hold on to the lead through turn 1, and Hightower does a pretty good job. Monkey Mafia does jump up a couple positions there. Mystic Joker is battling in the back. We do have a yellow flag there, but everything seems to be settled, and positions are being tossed around.
In the midfield. Alfa Romeo's battling with Haas's, battling with the Williams and the AlphaTauri. That's Sui, El Majako, Jinnit to win it, Hash, all getting involved in some big tussles here in these early stages of the race.
So I just had a thought of the Division 1 drivers are going to be here with being able to hold pace as well as to make their tires last, as you're going to have to put a little bit more pressure on them to get that extra little pace out of them being on the slower tires there. But Ninas and Haas getting into a little bit of battle there, but I think that might be something that can come into play for those drivers there. Haas and Super Ninas still battling it around the final turn there, and Haas gets the position back. Jacko is into the pit, and it looks like so is Subtle but Hull. Jay Chase as well as Jinnit to win it. And Haas going down the inside line. Nina's trying to battle around, holding it out, going through turn 2. A little bit of contact there, it looked like, but Ninas holds the position off. But sorry, I think you were going to say something there, Fallen.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it looks like it's just the two Williams, Jinnit to win it, and Jay Chassis diving into the pits, just from what I noticed there. But of course, my timing tables are messed up as they always are. So really not the start the Haas team was hoping for here, with both drivers having to take an early pit stop for potentially a front wing change, fresh set of tires. But I'm just looking at the midfield, Chunky Corgi being under immense pressure from Jacko and Sui here, as it's nearly a 3-car battle coming around the final corner. But Chunky Corgi really doing a good job defending as much as he can. But yeah, I think it was inevitable. Jacko getting the overtake done, and is that going to be Stewie looking to get involved with this as well? No, he's going to sit back and wait for his opportunity to strike, which looks to maybe be right now. Oh, nope, never mind. Chunky Corgi once again defending here, but I think it might only be a matter of time in these early stages. But
I tell you what, Jacko's done a really good job of dicing his way through the field early, and as I say, that does lose the spot for now, though he has made up 2 on the start. I did want to point out Hash 9211 and Smith Pell. Hash has made up 4 spots on the start. He was getting really gutsy on that opening lap, going 3 abreast down the second DRS section there with J Chase, and I think that's what's resulted in his wing damage, as he was kind of in between both Alfa Romeos there. Very gutsy driving early on, but I tell you what, they have made up some spots early. Yeah, it's been pretty solid so far, pretty decently clean. Still lots of racing left to do, I suppose.
Yeah, and I'm looking here. Mystic Joker in 5th, already creating a little bit of a gap to Nero Nix in 6th. A little bit of overtaking here. So that's Sui and, the two AlphaTauri switching places, and I think Houdini got past Smith Pell just now going into turn 1. But Mystic Joker putting a lot of pressure on the Red Bull. They're going to go side by side just about after DRS, but I think Mystic Joker might have been aware of what happens trying to go side by side through this section, and wisely backs away, and I think going to try again another day.
Yeah, I think pit strategy for Mystic Joker and Elma Jacko are going to be massive here for this race. A Wild Meta has moved up a couple spots off the initial restart, or the initial start of the race here, and it looks to be working on his teammate Houdini. Swings it just rapidly out wide there, and tries to swing it back in, go for a little bit of a switch back, but nothing really going there. He's going to get DRS, and a position change should be coming up here. Chunky Corgi and Nero Nix are battling up ahead, and Nero Nix sends it around the outside into turn 1 and gets a position done. Chunky Corgi back down into 7th as he is moving down the order, and kind of opens up the door for Sui for a second there, but nothing quite going. A Wild Meta and Houdini are still battling there. The teammates are going neck and neck through the late stages of Sector 1 there, and Houdini is able to take the position back. We've just got battling all over the place here. Wow.
Yeah. I'm a little surprised to see the 2 Ferrari boys battling it out here, because they've also got Smith Pell hiding behind. I thought they would have tried to help each other, maybe close the gap up to Hash and try to take the maybe take a 2v2 battle here going on. But I'm looking here, the AlphaTauris, Jacko here in the Williams doing a nice job with this little 3-car battle, and I think that's what allowed Chunky Corgi to close the gap on Nero Nix and try his luck about a lap ago. But Chunky Corgi going very deep into turn 1, and that nearly opened the door for Sui to take P7 right then and there.
And this going through the I tell you what, I've been on board with Jacko for about 2 laps now. His car is looking as fast as anyone else going through this corner. He's really making the car stick to the track. However, down the straights, he's looking very, very vulnerable as he lost the position to Sui, I think, 2 laps ago and almost lost it there to Super Nina. So it's going to be very close. However, I will say he's getting the most out of that car he possibly can, so he's doing a very good job there.
Yeah, definitely a different position that Jacko is not used to being in. Kind of in the midfield there and seemingly doing everything flawless, but the car is just not there for him. But I just got to give a couple shout outs here to Captain Redbeard and PJ Reed 15 for the follows. Thank you very much, guys. Very appreciative of the follows. We are 2 away from $150, so we are getting close, and Sui and Chunky Corgi are battling, and Chunky gets the position back. And it's still nothing quite going there. But Mystic Joker looking to get on Monkey Mafia here. The former McLaren teammates in Div 1 are in battle. And Mystic is trying to hold the inside line, but Monkey's doing a good job.
Wow, what a side-by-side battle this is here.
Yeah, that was very good driving by Monkey Mafia there. Something I couldn't imagine Mystic Joker was expecting that from Monkey, but he battles him right back, and Mystic does a great job of sending it back around, whatever the turn that is, because I don't have my track map up. And position 4th back, and he's trying to get into the DRS of Settle But Hole, and if not, he's going to be in trouble here from Monkey Mafia, as Monkey's going to get right into the slipstream here. The DRS wing is open. Actually, Mystic just does barely get it, but will it be enough, as that Williams is just puttering along down the straight here, and Monkey sends it back down the inside line here. Mystic battles around the outside to defend and is able to do a great job of holding on traction with that Williams. And we still got even more. Oh, Chunky Corgi, no!
Wow. And, yeah, I was on board with that. Him and Nero were just side by side. I don't think Nero's actually made any contact with him, as we do have a VSC.
Oh,
but, yeah,
ouch.
That was absolutely wild. I was on board with that. Watched that happen. No contact was made, it doesn't look like, so just genuinely kind of maybe a little bit of an accident there.
So now PJ Reed is asking the over-under on Houdini spinning as his brother. Now, to be fair to us 3, Houdini races in Division 4, so we have never been able to actually see him race. So we don't know how much of a he is, to be fair. So that's something that we can't really throw money on. If this was Helg in Division 1, it'd be, if you put $1 down, you'd get a cent back. It's virtually a guarantee.
Wow, the callouts. So Corky's gonna have to come down the pits. He's lost the entirety of his front wing from that accident. Wow, that was cold.
Yeah, a little bit of a... I'll be honest, for Corgi, he had the VSC to help him get around the entire track, but right as he jumped into the pits, that VSC, that went away. It went back to green, so not gonna get the gift, unfortunately, of the extra time saved under safety car pit stop. But interestingly, putting on the hard tires is the Red Bull driver, so potentially changing the strategy up. Do you think maybe a one-stop for the Red Bull, bringing those hard tires, math is hard, 48 laps to the end of the race?
Oh, well done.
I think the rest of the field is going to have to at least make 2. So I think Chunky's going to actually move up quite a decent amount of positions, potentially.
Settle but hold the other Red Bull. Oh, around turn 10, he spins and is down the order. That puts the Williams up into the podium position, but he's still under pressure. Monkey sends it down the inside turn. Once again, Mystic does just a great job of just holding traction and saying, "Move, idiot." Still my position.
He's gonna have to go the long way around here of this next corner. Oh, makes it work. Solid driving from Mystic Joker in that, really putting that Williams to work here at this Bahrain short circuit. holding on to third for what seems to be dear life on Monkey Mafia, who's really putting the pressure on in this stage of the race.
Now Jacko's in as well of a battle here, looking for a switchback there, but his Williams can only do so much here as Nines goes up into 7th.
I think right behind, once again, it's the two Ferraris, a Wild Knight and Houdini, having a little bit of a battle amongst each other for the final points-paying position, if I'm to go on the IRL F1 points standings here. Not too sure how you guys want to do the points for this race.
I think we kill off the last 5 drivers.
Figuratively, not literally, I hope.
But Mystic and Monkey still battling there for the final podium position. Monkey was going to have a really good shot come to the second DRS section here. He's going to look at the inside line, and I think this is going to be it for Mystic here. Trying to find my camera angle, but he sends it around the outside, trying to hold it. But Monkey's just got the shorter way around the track, and Mystic can't get the position. Try and stay as close as possible. Maybe get DRS back down the pit straight here, but Monkey being on that McLaren is going to do his best to pull away from the Lawnmower Williams that Mystic Joker is driving here. But Sui working on Nero Nix here, as Sui is trying to get up into the top 5 here, has the inside line. Nero's going to try and battle around the outside, pushes him right along. This was very well done by Nero Nix there, and he's actually got Super Nines here. Super is going to try and look for a double overtake here. He's got some real solid pace. He's got his teammate. He's going to get real close to Nero Nix, but doesn't look like he's got the pace going into the final turn there.
Oh, but actually came close going down the inside of turn 1, but no, definitely didn't have it. I'll be honest, I was expecting a double AlphaTauri overtake there. Where Super Nina's got the boost, and then Sui just slides right in behind, follows right along, and they both overtake at once. But Nero Nix defending, but I think coming to an end, trying a switchback, to be fair on Nero Nix, but I don't think, being stuck on that outside line didn't quite work. Super Nina's up into 5th, and now Nero Nix being pressured by Sui in the AlphaTauri.
I will say Super Nines has been throwing everything at the track. Every time he's got a car in his sights, he's late braking as much as he can. Going into turn 1, he is leaving everything out there, and I tell you what, it is paying off for him quite nicely.
So this is some great driving here from 5th to 8th. Jacko's kind of worked himself as well into it, but I think he's just waiting for a massive take from someone, as these drivers are all separated by around a quarter of a second. Nero kind of goes a little bit too deep into turn 1. Jacko is still in behind, so take a good chunk of it. Doesn't bother with the pavement and just opts for the grass. But no movements yet. Mystic Joker still holding in behind Monkey Mafia. Monkey is really low on ERS. Mystic Joker's got double the amount. We'll have to see if he's going to use it at some point soon here. But this race is really opened up, but we've got a couple of packs still formed. My voice is cutting off. Oops. You guys take it away if that's the case.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm looking, I caught a little bit of a blip of VRS regarding Mystic Joker and Monkey Mafia, and just to relay that, a little bit more info, I'm looking at Jacko down in 8th. Might look to the untrained eye that he's losing a little bit of time here to this battle. Well, actually, right as Mystic Joker and Monkey Mafia are having a battle on track, Mystic Joker back up into the podium. But I think Jacko conserving some ERS while letting everybody else battle it out, use it all up, and then once he closes that gap right back up, he can just hopefully blow by all 3 of these drivers with what's looking to be a near full tank of ERS.
I tell you what, and that could very well be the case, though. In spectating both the Williams cars, they look like they're set up almost completely different. What you said could be true. Oh, who's that?
Oh, that's Nero
who's gone around. Wow, well, it's a good thing he hasn't hit anything, because he was in a really awkward position.
So I was actually on board with him while that happened. He was going down the inside line, going into turn 6 after the ERS, trying to make a move, and I'm not sure if there was a contact, if he got a little bit too heavy on the throttle, but he just did spin out when he was in a battle there. But it looks like we got Monkey Mafia, and once again Mystic Joker in a battle into turn 1, and Mystic's trying to hold around the inside line. Monkey does a good job sending around the outside now. Mystic dives back down into turn 4 on the inside, pushes Monkey out wide. Monkey still right alongside. As man, these guys have been going at it the whole day, but it's actually Mystic Joker, the one who gets DRS, but is it enough? Just barely gets the car ahead and goes deep and right up on the curb, but Monkey sends it back down the inside line. As once again, these guys are flip-flopping. If we had a stats guy, if we had stat, it'd be great if he could keep track of the amount of overtakes. But because I'd bet we're into like 20 now, honestly.
I've already lost count.
Like there's been so many overtakes here, just from
I tell you what.
Sorry, just from Monkey Mafia, Mystic Joker, and then the 2 Ferraris alone, there's been 10 overtakes. But yeah, sorry, go ahead, Hotspot.
Easily. What I was going to say is Mystic Joker's car looks so consistently fast around this circuit right now, despite having the slowest car on the grid in terms of, realistic engine capability and whatnot. He is absolutely nailed the setup this week. The car looks super consistent around every part of this track, every sector, every corner. He is absolutely holding it, still within contention of this podium, and I don't see that going away anytime soon.
No, I think between Monkey Mafia and Mystic Joker, I think we're gonna see this battle continue onwards for what is going to be many laps to come. But of course, all of this with the battling, as much as it's fantastic for us, is kind of allowing the two Renaults, Soy Loco and Hightower. We've kind of been a little hush hush about the top two of the race, but they've just kind of taken off, done their own thing, and really haven't been pressured all that much, at least in this stage. But I think possibly with the soft tire pit stop time coming up sooner rather than later, maybe we'll start seeing a bit more pressure. Mystic Joker, though, once again, going down the inside of Monkey Mafia. Add another one to the overtake counter there, boys. Maybe another one here is Monkey Mafia coming right back. But no, I think Mystic Joker, he's going to hold on to third for lap 17. But I feel lap 18, this might be subject to change once again.
And I think we're going to be seeing those boys on the soft compound be coming in very, very shortly, as they've been going for 16 laps now. I think the graphic, as Monkey Mafia goes around Mystic Joker, I think the graphic came up on this lap saying that the window is open, though I'm not sure how entirely accurate that is. But still, just based off of logic, I think these boys on the softs are going to have to make stops very shortly.
Impossible Bacon says the hacker known as Mystic has been nerfed and is still OP. He's actually going to be the first one in, so he's going to start the undercut here on Monkey Mafia. We'll have to see how big of a difference that is. Of course, it's just over a minute
Super
to get
Nines.
Around the track. So,
Super
yeah,
Nines
like you said,
following suit.
Nines is in as well. So we'll have to see how... he's throwing on another set of softs. Okay, so definitely one more stop to come. And Nina's actually goes on to the mediums.
Yeah, so potential mixed strategies here from some of the drivers. Maybe similar to Mystic Joker, maybe looking to go soft mediums and just get that track position at the end of the race. And maybe some more on Nina's side, looking to go soft mediums and then just have that faster pace soft tire for the end of the race. Now, if you both are on track, I'm going to ask the question to you both. What strategy do you think you'd roll with? Do you take track position, or do you take the faster tire at the end of the race?
Go ahead, Hotspot.
Well, I tell you what, usually when I'm in F2, I always take the slower tires first, that being going medium to softs usually, and I think I would for this as well. I would definitely rather have that pace towards the end of the race, especially, if you're putting on another set of softs now, I think you're actually going to be at a decent disadvantage at the end of the race when you do have to put on the medium tires. So yeah, I would definitely be taking these softs on the third stint.
It's kind of equal to the question of when you get a plate of dinner, do you eat your veggies first or do you eat your steak first? If you think about it, like, do you want the steak last? Like, do you want to be quick at the end, or do you want to be quick right away and eat your steak first and then deal with your veggies later? Or am I out to lunch on that one?
Honestly.
Now, just I didn't want to, as I brought up the question, I didn't want to bring it up. Mythic Joker, absolutely flying on those soft tires, already up into 7th, overtaking Smith Pell, who's still out on that initial set of medium tires. But crucially, Monkey Mafia only down in 10th. So it looks like in this stage, the undercut was the better strategy. Pitting that lap earlier did give Mystic Joker a bit of an advantage. But Monkey Mafia, he's taking a page out of Chunky Corgi's book. He put on the hard tires, so maybe a one-stop for Monkey here, looking to take those hard tires possibly to the end of the race and maybe really be dancing on ice at the end of this.
And who do we have coming in now? That is the Ferrari of Maida coming in. Yeah, but yeah, I agree with you totally. I think definitely the hard tires, that could very well be a legitimate strategy. I think that might work for Monkey Mafia. I completely spaced out the idea of doing a practice race before this on my own time and seeing the tire life, but which I should have done, but forgot to. But yeah, I think that definitely might be the strategy here, considering, yeah, as you said, he hasn't lost too much track position whatsoever, though he is under pressure from Subtle and Super Ninas eventually.
Jinna to win it moves up into 13th place after he overtakes Chunky Corgi, being on the 17-lap old medium, Chunky being on the 10-lap old hards. So it looks like we're actually getting some answers in chat about whether to eat the steak first or the veggies first, and a lot of people are saying veggies, so they want the softs in the end. Unless I'm mistaken there. But Monkey Mafia is actually going to look to work on Smith Pell right now into the slipstream on the inside line. Fresh hards go down on the McLaren, and he does get the position actually over the curb a little bit there, and that allows Smith Pell to come back ever so slightly, but not enough. It's actually subtle but whole as well.
Yeah, but Smith Pell really fighting back on those 20-lap old medium tires. Props to that. Taking that outside line, finding the traction and holding on to that P8. But for how long is Subtle But Whole looking to, I think really looking to move up on those mediums, gain a few positions, maybe keep up with Monkey Mafia on those hards until his next pit stop.
It's weird to say that we're already 20 laps deep, or 21 laps through this race. They just fly by. But Sui looks like he gets the pass on Subtle But Whole, but yeah, they just go crazy quick here, as Sui being on those fresh softs are going to try and move up a couple positions here. Looks to be eyeing down his teammate. Has got the DRS. Both AlphaTauris are going to get past the Alfa Romeo, as well as Sui being on the inside line, trying to outbrake his teammate, but it's actually with Pell that's able to get back alongside and is going to battle Sui all the way throughout turn 2 and 3, but Sui is able to take the position, is now looking at 8th place with his teammate ahead, holding that as of right now.
Yep, and right behind Subtle But Whole, trying to pick things up where he left it off, now getting past the Alfa Romeo Smith Pell. Now, I do want to mention a lap ago, they were battling for that P8 position. Subtle But Whole went a little bit wide in the corner he's coming through right now that the AlphaTauris just took, and that actually allows Super Ninas and then Sui just with the better traction to get right by, and the rest is history, as you saw on stream, as now the AlphaTauris definitely working as a team here a little bit, it looks like, to close that gap and maybe try a double overtake on Monkey Mafia, as they're all moving back up the order as we're seeing more pit stops be taken here.
And I do want to point out, I've been watching our leader, Soy Loco, for this past lap. He is absolutely fighting the car on these old soft tires. But I tell you what, right now it looks like if he does pit, he's not going to drop down further than about 4th. So, but he is starting to slowly lose time as the tires get older. So he might be coming in here very shortly. As you can see, I was watching him go up, and as I say that happens to be right now.
So are they going to stack here? Is there enough time to... No, so Hightower is going to be forced to stay out. He's going to go into the lead, but that's going to really hurt him with the amount of time lost on each lap with these tires. Now, Mystic Joker's... Sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say Mystic Joker's coming down the final straight. Sorry, I'm just going to do it anyway. But he might have a chance for the lead here. And he does actually overtake Soyo Loco, and Soyo actually throws on some mediums. So that just goes to show 5-lap difference between the pit of Mystic Joker and Soyo Loco, and Mystic was able to close, I think it was like 7 seconds, and is now going to try and pull away from the Soyo Loco Renault. But yeah, go ahead there.
Oh, I was just, all I was going to say is I would not be surprised to see Hightower take a pit stop now, just 1 lap later, just not looking to lose time on the double stack. But like you said, staying out that extra lap on those softs might be a bit of a time loss. But now I think potentially, yeah. So there we go. Hightower diving into the pits, and Hash on those medium tires, the best running medium tire runner, lurking in the shadows and now taking the lead of the race here on lap 25.
So where is he going to come out, Hightower? Are the AlphaTauris going to be able to get him? It's going to be real close here.
I think they do.
Yeah. So Hightower drops back into 6th and potentially 7th. No, Monkey's too far gone and actually overshoots turn 1 as well. But now this is where all the different strategies are coming into play here. So this is really starting to get interesting.
Yep, and Jacko already making up 1 position after his pit stop, getting past Niru Nix. So Jacko back up into a top 10, looking to close up on a big gap now, it looks like, to Smith Pell, who hasn't taken his pit stop just yet. And then, of course, right ahead of them, we have Scuttlebutt Hole still putting pressure on Monkey Mafia in this battle for P7.
Oh, and Hash has gone really wide on exit of 9, nearly hitting the outside barrier. That was actually a lot closer than it probably should have been, and he's lost a lot of time there. And I think Soy Loco might pull off a double overtake.
Double overtake, just about.
Wow.
Oh, a little bit of contact.
How much time Hash had lost? He went so wide. I wonder if he just tried to fight the car to keep it off the wall. It certainly looks like that. But I do want to say, I'm not really sure how valid the soft-to-soft strategy is. I see Mystic Joker and Sweet are only 2 of 3 drivers on the soft compound. I'm not really sure how that's going to play in their favor at the end of this race. I think that may have been a poor call, if I'm completely honest.
Possibly. At least in this stage, it's looking like it. They might have a tiny little bit of extra tire wear, though, near the end of the race. But I think they took their first pit stop much earlier than everybody else. So that might be... that could possibly be where some of the bad call comes out. So they had taken it a little bit more closer to the likes of everybody else around them, or at least Soy Loco Hightower, then it might have put them in a slightly better position here. But Mystic Joker not letting that get in his way, trying to make an overtake on Hash to go up into 2nd. And I think he is going to be able to pull it off, as Hash not able to find the traction on the inside line of turn 2.
So Hash is really fighting that car at the moment. I just want to say, Hash has really been fighting that car for these past 2 laps now. I've been watching him. He's getting lots of tire spin out of the corner. It does not look like he has a grip on the tires whatsoever, so he will be coming in shortly, I think.
I can't imagine what the percentages of those tires are at right now.
Oof.
But Niru Nix and Jacko are battling there, and Niru Nix gets Jacko, so he goes very deep into turn 4. But going back to your thought of, I think it was you, Hotspot, saying that the soft medium strategy might not be the best one. Bacon just posts in that the harder tire for the end would be better, since the tire delta is so close here. It doesn't really make a difference unless it's fresh softs to fresh hards.
Interesting.
Yeah, so Impossible's counterpoint. But what does Impossible know? He's down there, we're up here. And Hightower goes down the inside line on Super Ninaz, and Hightower is now in between 2 AlphaTauris there.
And I think Scuttlebutt Hole, through all that, also got past Monkey Mafia as they're continuing their battle, the Red Bull and the McLaren driver here in this stage. But we'll see. Monkey Mafia does get DRS right back, so I think the Monkey Mafia is going... or the Monkey Mafia is going to come right back to Scuttlebutt Hole and keep this battle up here for P7. But we'll see if they can gain any extra positions.
I'm sure he loves the Monkey Mafia. You don't have to apologize to him. I'm sure he loves that.
Oh, I hope he does.
Actually, speaking of Monkey Mafia, now that I've just what you've said about what Bacon said, he might actually be a sitting duck, considering a lot of these drivers are going to be on soft compounds at the end of the race. That might be very detrimental to Monkey.
Yeah, very true. It's so up in the air on how this is going to turn out, honestly. The one thing that you can nearly guarantee is that Soya Loco's on for a win. Unless something crazy would happen and a safety car comes out into play. But that's pretty much all that's standing right now. But Houdini goes down the inside line on Jinnit to win it, as Jinnit's rocking 26 lap old mediums. We'll have to see how long he looks to play with those, but I imagine that he's sliding around as well.
See, crucially, Hash is staying out for still another lap on these medium tires. Looking to take them 30 laps here. Honestly, it's taking them past the midway point of the race. So is Haas trying to do I mean, I'm gonna plant this seed here. Maybe a near impossible one-stop mediums to softs. I mean, I think you'd have to take those mediums or the softs a long way to do that. But do you think maybe that's something that could be brewing in the back of Hash's mind? Or maybe do you think he's hoping for a safety car so he can keep that track position?
I'm imagining he's more hoping for the latter there, but I mean, it can't. He's got to get to around lap 37 or so, because we did see guys when they hit around lap 20 pit from those softs, or even like lap 23, I think it was as well. So it can be done, but at the end of those soft stints, they're driving on bars of soap. In the end, it's so difficult. But Jacko gets into top 10, overtaking Nero Nix there. But I mean, it can be done, but I'd imagine he's more hoping for a safety car here. But whether one will come or not, I don't know if they'll send one out here in short track, because we've done short tracks before, and I don't believe we've ever gotten a full safety car. I'm pretty sure they just send out VSCs.
We did on Friday when we went to Japan Short. We actually had two of them, which was really surprising to me.
Oh, okay.
The last time we did with Valentine. So yeah, I think it is possible. But Hash is fighting the tires now. How many more laps do you think he could go before he actually gets sick of it and just boxes? I mean, I know from watching him Div 2, he can definitely make tire compounds stretch a lot longer than people may originally expect. But I mean, he is really, really struggling at the moment.
Yeah, and he's had an added complication now of what looks to be both Hightower and Sui that are putting a lot of pressure now. Hightower, first and foremost, he's gonna try down the inside. I think it's gonna work without too many issues for Hightower with that DRS. So Hash losing out on one position. It might actually lose out on a second one here, as now needing to go side by side with Sui through turn 1, just holds on, but for how long, as he's gonna have to absolutely nail these corners here into turn 3.
And even doing so, it might not even be enough here, as Sui is going to get a really good run out of turn 4, and he's going to get an easy overtake of Hash on the inside line. And it just goes to show you how kind of the difference of tires those two are on right now, is that's not usually a DRS area that you see a lot of passes in Formula 1, or even in the video game as well that we play.
Oh no, but now Hash down to 5th. Super Nina's lurking right behind, maybe looking to get in on the party, and he's not even going to wait until the DRS zone as he goes down side by side through the final corner. He's hoping for the traction on the exit with the inside. Hash, I don't know if that was Hash coming right back on the line, or Super Nina's taking his line. I thought Hash was going to pit there, if I'm being honest. Stays out, but now Super Nina's up into 5th, as he's just following right behind his teammate Sui. Hash came right back into turn 1, I just noticed, but I think Super Nina's holding on to that through this a little bit more tire demanding section of the circuit.
It's gonna be, he's got to be hoping for a one-stop here, or else he would have come onto some softs by now. But it's going to be really tough. He's just got to have some really consistent driving. Those battles are not going to help out his cause. Bacon's predicting that he's going to go trying for 35 to 36. Or maybe I could see maybe when Subtle But Whole catches him, but Subtle But Whole also on some really old softs, or mediums, sorry. So we'll have to see how that plays out for him as well. But Jacko and Nero Nix have been real tight these last couple laps, but Mystic Joker's actually into the pit, only going 15 laps deep. So we'll have to see.
That's Hash also pitting finally off of those medium tires.
Okay.
The question is now, what's he going to put on? Looks like it's a set of softs for the Alfa Romeo driver, as he's going to have to take those a long way now. I think 23 laps, if I'm doing my math right, on those soft tires if he wants to make the one-stop work.
Like the two AlphaTauri drivers of Sui and Ciprianitis have been very closely contested here, within half a second for the past couple laps now. This is probably going to be the part where the mediums start to catch up to the softs. As you see, the mediums on 15 laps, and then Sui's softs on 14. So if what we saw with Mystic Joker is true, we might be seeing Sui come in shortly as well. As you see, he's losing a little bit of grip on exit at 9 and 10. And hey, there it goes again, as I said, coming in this lap.
So it gives his team DRS as he goes down the pit straight and then comes in for... Did he go soft? I can't remember what his first stint was, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, he's putting on mediums now.
Okay,
so
he did go soft. He does come in behind Mystic Joker.
Oh, what is...
Oh,
that's my game lagged, or did he had a really bad exit of the pit? Because he was in there for quite some time.
Mystic's actually kind of stuck in behind Jacko and Nero Nix here. I wonder if Jacko's going to let his teammate by here, as he's on some very fresh mediums, and these guys have gotten into a lot of battles in Div 1, and it looks like Jacko's going to make his teammate earn it, and that's what Joker's trying to do, is he tries to send it around the outside line, but can't get it done. And now with that being done, Nero Nix is somewhat opening that gap up between Jacko and Nero. I think Jacko's just got to let his teammate go down this pit straight here. Joker's shown some real solid pace throughout this whole ordeal, and has had the most consistent pace out of between the two. And I think Jacko's just got to let him go through here, but I don't think he will. He's just going to... Oh, Joker is going to get real close here. He's going to get a late kick of speed down the straight, down the inside line on his teammate, is able to outbrake him and gets alongside, but Jacko's just going to keep battling him back. Joker's going to try and push him around wide in turn 4, but Jacko keeps battling him out here, as Joker must be losing his mind, but using ERS is able to get the pace out of the turn, and now he's going to look for another move on Nero Nix as he's down the inside line here, and got right up on the curb there. Not much room for him, but Joker does get the move done. Now he's going to try and work on the McLaren of Nero Nix and try and start breaking away from these drivers here, as these mediums are somewhat... They're not being wasted, but they're being worn.
Yeah, and I'd expect Joker to try to make a move down with the help of DRS. Almost got the double overtake on his teammate and Nero Nix, but a solid defending job from the McLaren, but really has his work cut out for him here, as now you see Mystic Joker taking the inside line, being squeezed a little bit towards the inside from Nero Nix, and is that Jacko following suit right behind? It looks like maybe a little bit of teamwork from the Williams. Nero Nix able to defend on Jacko, but Mystic Joker, crucially, is able to get past up into 6, so we can now try to work on closing that 9-second gap back up to Monkey Mafia, who's trekking on those hard tires in P5.
Meanwhile, Houdini might want in this mix as well, starting to close in. Oh, who's that? That is
subtle but whole. Just right at the exit, I think clipping that outside curb, losing the car, and now he's going to come right back on track, right near this battle of Mystic Joker and Nero Nix, and he's going to have to be careful here to not get too involved with this.
Doesn't look like he has any damage, though, so that's a good thing. But yeah, he's actually been completely caught out there, so interesting stuff, but at least he was able to save the car, because he is doing fine now. Oh, who's this? Is that... never mind, that's just a backburner. That was someone's going around in Sector 1, not the case.
So that actually kind of helps out Mystic Joker there, is that threw a car of Subtle But Whole in between himself and Nero Nix. And Subtle But Whole comes into the pit, throws on some fresh mediums. Mystic Joker has now pushed that gap up to a second and a half, so Nero Nix is out of DRS range. And now his teammate Jacko might be able to work an overtake on Nero as well. But Mystic has already taken a second away from Monkey Mafia there, so we'll have to keep an eye on how close that gap becomes. But Jinnit to win it retires into the pit, as that is it for him here.
Yeah, not having the race he was hoping for here in the Haas, and takes an early end on lap 39. Now, I do want to mention, just going back to Subtle But Whole when he had his spin, he was on those 26 lap old medium tires, so potentially it could have been clipping the curb, but it could have just been flat out loss of grip on those tires, given I mean, we saw Hash take them, what was it, 33 laps, but I feel after normally 25, 26 laps on the mediums, they might really start to fall off here on the circuit. Oh, and Jacko going down the inside of Nero Nix, going very deep into turn one, nearly hit clipping Nero Nix just a little bit there, the two cars. And that's Houdini now right behind, as he's caught right back up on those softs, and I think he's might want to get his hands involved in this battle too.
I think, though, Houdini might have to pit soon. He's got 15-lap-old softs on the two drivers in front of him, Nero and Jacko, both on the medium compound, which are definitely going to start to show better signs of life than the softs, especially at the 15-lap mark. I will say, though, he's done a good job, and I think Subtle being thrown in there as well also helped his case, because going down the DRS straight that time by that Subtle happened to spin, he was starting to close in on him. I think that's helped his case even better. But here comes Jacko along the right-hand side. Contact being made. Nero way in the grass, saving the car from the wall, but definitely some contact being made there. And now Houdini also wants the spot as well. He's looking for it, and Nero's gone across the curbing in 2 and is going to pick up 3 seconds. That puts him, I believe, at 6 now. Yes, 6 seconds. And now I think he's also going to lose this position down the DRS straight. Houdini's got, he's using his overtake button and the DRS. It's going to be close, side by side still, and Houdini's had to lift in order to not be shoved off the circuit.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a close call between Nero Nix and Jacko there. So I think Nero Nix wanted to, cause he pulled this off about a lap ago, trying to force Jacko to the inside. This time around, though, Jacko was having absolutely none of it. And Nero Nix taking that avoiding action, but I think maybe some slight wheel-to-wheel contact that sent that McLaren off a little bit. Thankfully able to save it. Now Houdini is diving into the pits here on lap 41, so Nero Nix can breathe a little bit easier, as now he's got a little bit of a gap behind him now, and he can focus on trying to catch back up to Jacko and bring that battle back to P5. But I do want to say, Jacko in the Williams able to create a gap here after finally getting past Nero Nix, as he might be trying to close up on his teammate. And I mean, we mentioned it before, but props to Mystic Joker. Gap down to 6.2 seconds from, what was it, 9 seconds just a few laps ago?
Yeah, it was around 9.5, so yeah, he's eaten about 3.5 seconds now, so that's ever closing. Monkey's going to be feeling the pressure of his former McLaren teammate, so we'll have to keep an eye out on that one. That's going to be a real fun battle, as those two are going at it for what it seemed like 15 laps to start this race. And Hash gets overtaken by Super Ninas now, even before the DRS section. But is Ninas going to come back to regret that, as now Hash is going to get DRS down the pit straight? Nero Nix is into the pit, assumingly going to throw on a fresh set of softs to finish off this race. While Hash is coming down the inside line, has the nose ahead, but Super Ninas does battle back and gets a position through turn 4. And is back up into 6th. And Nero Nix is just exiting the pit all the way down. And ouch. Probably not the position that he was hoping to come out with. But Smith Pell gets overtaken by Chunky Corgi. Ooh, this is getting close, guys.
Yeah, it's getting close. I was going to say, Chunky Corey went a little bit deep into turn 1. Thankfully, though, was able to get back on track in time to not lose out on that position he had just gained. But maybe going a little bit too hot with DRS into turn 1. Smith Pell, though, trying to come right back, but does not close up enough here down the straight with DRS to get that 13th place back. So we'll need to sit in 14th. But near Nix, down in 11th, but with a fresh set of softs that he can definitely go to the end on. Just gonna have a little bit of his work cut out for him as he's gonna have a few overtakes to make.
So I just want to float this idea out there real quick. Do you think that possibly Soy Loco and Hightower, first and second, could be trying to make this a one-stop race? After all, I think they did pit a little bit later on the soft compounds than everyone else. The tire age for both of them, only 18 and 17 laps respectively. We saw Hash 9211 stretch those mediums for a long time. I mean, do you think it could be possible that they're only trying for a one-stop race?
I think they have the option. I think there's enough gap between them and, well, I guess each other and Monkey Mafia to take that risk. Soyo Loco, I definitely feel, is able to do a one-stop and safely come home with second. But obviously he wants to go for the win, so he's just going to have to kind of do what his teammate does. But even then, I think he's fine with not pitting for the rest of this race as long as he keeps it clean. But it will be tough, but I think he can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking here at the tires, at the strategies here, and the only one who can really possibly throw a damper in that is Mystic Joker with the pace he's shown on those fresh mediums. But I think, just personally, if you're Soy Loco and Hightower, you might have just already committed yourself to the one stop when you went that much longer on those soft tires. I mean, Soy Loco can afford a pit stop as that gap is still growing between himself and I'm looking at Monkey Mafia in third, Mystic Joker in fourth. But for Hightower, trailing 11 seconds behind his teammate and the leader, he's in a bit more of a trickier situation if he wants to take a second pit stop. He's most likely going to end up falling behind Mystic Joker, and then it's really relying on that true pace of the fresh set of softs if he's able to make those overtakes. But with every ticking lap, especially with Super Nina's in fifth, looking to close that gap up too, I think the window is going to close more and more. And might completely shut, I would think, between now and probably the next 2 laps.
So Settlebit Hole's done a pretty decent job working himself back into 9th after that earlier spin. I was looking at what would be the hardest charger, and right now Hash has moved up 8 positions and Super Ninas has 7. Chunky Corgi unfortunately losing 9, and Nero Nix right now with 7. But we'll have to see how that finishes. Mystic Joker is really closing that gap now. He can see Monkey Mafia not too far away and will be able to tell each turn how much that gap is being taken down now. So he's getting so much closer, and he can smell third place. And, well, he can also smell Monkey Mafia even when he's 20 seconds back. But he's getting real close, and we got Hash going down the inside line on Jacko, and Jacko with those 22 old lap mediums has to concede the position. Can't do much defending there as Hash on the fresher set of softs gets the overtake fairly cleanly through turn 2 as it looked. Yeah, Monkey needs a shower, damn, yeah. Well, man, with the amount of racing that guy does, I would not want to sit in his seat. I'll tell you that much. Man, that guy's in a lot of leagues. He races. I think all day Saturday he's in like 4 leagues. The way that like the timing works out.
Yeah, and I know he races with me at least on well, my Sunday mornings here in Eastern Canada in one of our other leagues. Together, and honestly a very worthy opponent, I'll be honest, but of course I'm not the fastest driver on the track either, if I'm gonna be honest too. It's the reason why I'm in the commentary's booth and not on track. But Chunky Corgi looking to come down the inside of Maida down around the final corner, who nearly losing the back end on the exit, but makes it work. And now the Ferrari's going side by side for a little bit, and that's Houdini getting up into 12th.
So for Anomaly, which I believe is Valentine in chat, says Monkey Mafia on the podium goes to does a shoey, and the rest of the podium passes out.
That was a good one.
That's pretty good. Oh God, but don't look.
He does race constantly, man. He is all over the place. He's, I mean, just in like tuning into his Twitch streams or his YouTube streams, whatever he does, I forgot which one. He is racing constantly, and I tell you what, he's going to be a very solid addition to Division 2 this season. Really looking forward to having him in there. Did pretty well in the exhibition in the exhibition race we had yesterday. Yeah, very, very excited to see what he has to offer.
But here we go. We might have a little bit of a battle here for third place. Monkey Mafia just ahead of Mystic Joker. Mystic throws on the ERS, knows that he can get third place, and gets down along the inside line. Monkey tries to send it around the outside in defense, but the move seems to be done. Monkey tries to go back down the inside line. Mystic gives the room, but is able to hold on and has the pace. And now he's going to have to look to see if he can break away here. Monkey Mafia sporting 28-lap-old hards. So going off of his sector timing, he's a second and a half down on his initial fastest lap here. We'll have to see. I'm going to ride on with Mystic Joker. He's going to try and break the slipstream here. He's doing his best to hold off. He's only 4/10 off of his initial quickest lap, but here we go. Monkey Mafia is able to catch the slipstream, gets right back alongside and ahead into turn 1. Mystic Joker can't even battle into turn 1. Oh, gets a little bit heavy on the throttle, and the robot makes a mistake. And Monkey's able to hold.
Maida's gone off in the middle of the straight. Do we have which of the Renaults? Yeah, he has completely binned it on the right side of the circuit.
Full safety car. Wow. Okay. This is going to get exciting. What is going to happen?
Right, so that throws all the other strategies out the window. We already see our leader, Soy Loco, coming in right now.
Smith Pell.
Are we going to see maybe Monkey Mafia take a pit stop? Is a Joker maybe on only 14-lap-old mediums? Do you think he's going to stay out now with 7 laps to go? I would think maybe, 2 of them? 3 at max? So that would be, let's say, 4 to 5 laps of green flag racing to the end.
Okay, so my thought is I think he knows that he can't hold off the Renaults, and that he's just going to match Monkey Mafia here with Monkey coming to the pit, which was as expected, and he's just going to take his chance on being able to out-battle Monkey Mafia for third.
Oh, and Hash picks up 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane. How many penalties that put him up to? That puts him up to 8 seconds, so an even bigger blow to Hash 9211.
And, Super Ninas going on the medium tires, interestingly enough, through his pit stop. Maybe, possibly not, no more fresh set of new soft tires, so opting for that fresh set of mediums instead to go to the end of the race.
I was thinking that
he can push them.
Yeah,
like his third stop.
Like Bacon was saying, the difference between the deltas probably isn't too much. Subtle but Hole and Nero Nix actually staying out here. So as well as Houdini stays out in 10th. So a Wild Maida really throwing a wrench into this race here. We're gonna have all the cars back up, and man, this is gonna get fun. I'm gonna keep my eye out on Jacko, because he currently is the highest sitting with or behind all the drivers with penalties there, with a fresh set of softs, and all the drivers have at least 3 seconds, and the only one with 3 seconds is actually Ninas. The rest have at least 6. So he'll be looking to move up a lot of positions at the end of this race here.
Oh yeah, he could gain a lot of time, and I'm peeking over at the chat, and I was gonna mention this here. I think from Canuckles. Oh, Super Ninas. Did he retire from the session?
He's in the middle of the straight. He's gone. He's not just retired. He has just crashed.
Oh
possibly,
my!
Warming up the tires through the safety car. I didn't see what happened because it happened right as I veered over a chat. But I think Super Ninas maybe trying to keep those tires warm down the straight, and not describe the incident, but maybe pulling a George Russell, I guess, here at Bahrain Short.
Ooh.
Well, that was unexpected, to say the least. I mean, it's not... Well, Chucky's just kind of stopped in the middle of the track. Chucky, what? Okay, anyways. Yeah, no, that was really, really strange. I looked at him. He was in what? He was in 5th place at least, around there.
Yeah, 5th or 6th.
So, yeah, I mean...
But Fallen, you're gonna... I think I see the comment that you're saying about Knuckles there, if you want to finish that off there.
Yeah, so, I mean, I just saw Knuckles in the chat, and I was just going to say, ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. Everything we saw up until now, throw it out the window. It's going to be a 5-lap sprint to the finish. We're basically in 5-lappers territory now.
Oof. Fun place to be.
Yeah, at this point, it's a rolling start 5-lapper. It's gonna be crazy here. And this is where it all comes down to, right at the end here for the I was about to say interdimensional again, but the interdivisional championship event we've got going on here, coming down to a sprint to the finish. Who is going to take victory? You think it's going to be the Renos have been leading the entire way thus now, or do you think we see maybe the Monkey Mafia, possibly Mystic Joker, whip something out of that Williams, find the VTEC, and barrel off into victory here?
Oh, I think Mystic has got it in him, but like Soyo Loco has just been a step ahead of his teammate in Hightower here, and I think those Renaults have just been a step above. But we'll have to see if Monkey Mafia can play spoiler here, as well as Mystic Joker. He's not gonna give way. He's seeing podium right now, and he's gonna do what he can. But the safety car is in this lap. Oh, what the heck? Who spun out? Nero Nix?
Nero. So, Nero and Hash got together a couple times there under that safety car. That was a little interesting. I think Hash maybe got overtaken by him. That was strange. I was just on board for that. That was actually weird.
Very interesting, to say the least. But, so, Super Ninas was actually on 3 seconds of penalty, so everyone above Jacko was on at least 6 seconds, so he's sitting real pretty now. But I think
big brake check here in the final corner.
Mystic is getting real close to Monkey Mafia here, and there we go. Soyo Loco sends it, able to mistime his teammate a little bit here. Mystic Joker, with what straight line speed he has, is trying to get close, but he's just got nothing left. He's going to have to wait for DRS, so that's going to be real tough for him. Monkey Mafia can't battle into turn 1 here. Soyo Loco still holding on to the position. Nero and Jacko battling through turn 1.
Sol and Hash side by side. Look at that. These guys side by... Oh, who's that going around? That's Nero's going around. Yeah.
Oh, Monkey Mafia.
Was that Monkey?
Monkey Mafia's lost major positions. He's down into 6th now. He's got Subtle but Hole ahead of him here. 4 full laps to go here. We're on the 53rd lap of 57. Hightower is going to try and catch his teammate here, but Soyo Loco is having a crazy amount of pace here. Monkey Mafia is trying to work himself back into the podium, but there's just, I think it's too far gone for him now with that little mistake.
He's really going to have to push. He does have Subtle but Hole ahead of him, who's on much older medium tires, but I don't know if the difference is going to be enough in the tires for him to catch up, like you said, after that mistake. But that does promote Mystic Joker into a podium as of now. Not necessarily closing the gap, but possibly lurking in the shadows, maybe looking to make a push in maybe a lap or two's time, try to snag that P2 from Hightower. It might be a little bit crazy to say he's going to shoot for P1 given the race Soy Loco's had, but anything can happen, and I think if anyone can do it here today, it's going to be Mystic Joker.
So now he's still within within a second of Hightower, which is huge. Monkey Mafia and Nero Nix are battling, and it looks like Monkey's got the inside line around, so he's still able to hold on to that position. But now Jacko, a little bit of contact there, and they both drift around that turn. That was a lovely camera angle. I don't know if you guys had that one too.
Oh yeah, I was riding on board with Nero Nix as it happened, and that was a nice little initial D style way to take that corner, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, so DRS is now enabled. Mystic Joker's just inside DRS here, so it's going to get real close between him and Hightower. If Soyo Loco is able to hold Hightower just outside a second, not very friendly teammate awareness there from Soyo Loco if that's the case, but Jacko and Nero Nix are still battling. Nero seems to get the position back as Jacko is still on those fresher softs. he wants to get the move done. But man, this is getting real close, guys. Oh, we lost Corgi.
We've got a Red Bull that's gone off. That's Corgi. Oh, does he? How much damage does he have? It doesn't look like that much, actually. He's done a good job of actually keeping that car off the barrier. So, yeah, could be worse.
Yep, and now I think that was Suhi nearly going side by side with Houdini a little bit further ahead. You got a feel for Chunky Gorgie a little bit as he was working his way up the order. Got close to the likes of, got past Houdini and Sui right around there, but costly mistake sends him right back down the order. Sui, on the other hand, he gets ahead of the Ferrari up into 9th as he's trying to keep up with Jacko. And speaking of Jacko, closing up on Nero Nix, he might be able to get an overtake done and snag P7 here on the penultimate lap of the Grand Prix.
Oh, as these guys are still battling after that collision a couple of laps ago, but Jacko's got the position now, has the full car ahead, but now Nero Nix is going to get DRS around this the second DRS straight here, but I think he's a little bit too far, and Mystic Joker's actually slipped outside a second of Hightower, as Soyo Loco's Hightower back within a second of DRS. We'll be able to battle enough, and am I glitching again, guys?
A tiny little bit, but it looks like it might have sorted itself out.
Okay, good.
But here we go. It's the final lap of the race. Soy Loco first across the line for the final lap. See if he can keep it that way here, as he only needs to do one more turn around Bahrain shorts. But his teammate now closing up. Oh, what's happening to Monkey Mafia? As I think he was battling Hash as he's still trying to work his way at least snag a P4 out of this. Ooh, very close around the outside.
He's really gunning for that position. Hash has 8 seconds of penalties. He does not need to be going this aggressive at the moment, but he's trying to make it work as much as he can. The two Renaults, however, within half a second of each other. Hightower possibly could make something happen here. He's going to have to throw everything at the track down this last straight. Hope Soy Loco has a big mistake. Soya didn't get the best entry into 8. Oh, I tell you what, this could be close.
Let's see.
He needs a mistake from Soyo, but I think Soyo keeps it clean enough here, and I think it's too far gone. Soyo Loco is going to come home with the interdivision win. Renault's locking out first and second. Mystic Joker finishing third. Monkey working himself back up into fourth after that little bit of a spin there. Now the penalties come into play. Jacko does move up into fifth. Settle comes in seventh. Actually, sorry, Smith Pell in sixth. Houdini seventh. Settle eighth. Sui ninth. Hash 10th. And to the rest after, but I think Nero Nix came over 11th or 12th actually the way it finishes. But wow, that was fun. That was crazy, guys. Oh, we just hit 150 followers. Thank you. Ooh. What's up, man? Very much appreciated, Thou. That's Thou. Yeah, I guess that works. Very appreciative of Thou. But yeah, what's up, man? Our 150th follower. Thank you very much for supporting the stream. And there you go, Soyo Loco with the win. Wow. Oh my God. That was fun. And the Cubs beat the Mets, so I'm happy. Double happy.
Oh, you have to be like that, Crash Dan.
I had to throw that in there.
Oh, man. What a race that was. I mean, congrats to the podium. Like I said, a monkey dancing in his seat here in the commentaries booth as it's a 1-2 for the Renault, a 1-2 for the Division 3 drivers. Soy Loco and Hightower absolutely locking it down here and taking 2 of the 3 steps of the podium. Mystic Joker, though, for the Williams,
1-2 for Canada. 1-2 for Canada as well.
Yeah, 1-2 for Canada, but Mystic Joker putting an American on the podium and giving realistic performance to bring that Williams up into P3. Absolutely fantastic.
I'll rip through the order quickly there. We got Monkey Mafia 4th, Jacko 5th, Smith Pell 6th, Houdini 7th, Subtlebut Hole 8th, Sui 9th, Hash 10th, Chunky Corgi 11th, Nero Nix 12th, Jay Chase finishing 13th, and the DNFs come from Super Ninaz, A Wild Maida, and Jinnit to win it. Not the days they were hoping for, but you know what? Honestly, any other day, I can imagine that they'd be up in the top 5 battling as well. Just wasn't the way it was meant to be for those drivers tonight. But that was a really fun one, guys. I gotta say, that was... I'm happy that Pork Chops put this on, even though I forgot about it up until today. So it was still good, though. Loved it, though.
Ooh. goodness me, this needs to be a regular thing. This was much more exciting than I initially thought it was going to be. I really thought the difference between the, with the realistic cars and whatnot, I thought that was going to be a much bigger difference than it actually turned out to be. So yeah, I would definitely be down for having this be a regular thing.
Yeah, 100% agree. Something to do in between seasons there, and this is 1 week today. We are starting season 3. Going to the schedule right quick. Starting in Canada. Ooh, the Midwest Home Grand Prix. So Midwest starting in Canada 1 week today, 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, right here on this Twitch channel. Or another follower from your boy Christ. Whatever. So another follow, thank you for that. But yeah, be sure to tune in to see that, as well as on our YouTube channel. You can see Division 2 live. Division 2 posted with Stat and his lovely little edits that he's able to do. Whoa, Jacko, hello. And then Fallen Monkey's YouTube channel is what you stream it up through, right, Fallen?
I'm through Twitch.
Oh, you are.
Twitch.tv. Yeah, Twitch.tv / Fallen Monkeys, but the E in Monkeys is a 3. And you'll be able to find the channel, or you can check the Discord. I post it there when we go live once a week too.
Yeah, I don't know if we had a discussion about interviews post-race, but I don't know, up to you guys. I mean, if you got somewhere to be, then... I mean, we got Jacko here, so we can ask him. Jacko, actually, so he is here because he is joining me for Season 3 as my co-host for Division 1, as Stat has stepped into retirement. So if you're a fan of Australians, it's okay, we lost one, but we got one back, and we got one, you can even argue better with the Division 1 champion of Season 2. So why don't you say hello there, Jacko, since you've waltzed into this chat.
Hello. Yeah, I thought I might jump in just to say, thanks for hosting, and I'm looking forward to next week, obviously jumping in the booth with you. And thank you for commentating, all of you, tonight. It was quite an interesting send-off, I think, at least for my former teammate, who that was his final thing. So, yeah, looking forward to what next season has to hold.
I think we should just chalk the interviews for the night. You know what? It was been a long night. We've been alive for 2 hours here, so we'll. Are you guys good with that? I mean, these guys.
Quite all right.
Yeah. These guys have been at it all night,
Long
so
race.
let them
Long
be.
race.
But once you guys say your goodbyes, won't you start with Div 3 and Fallen Monkeys?
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. And Crash Hotspot, thanks for having me here for this very exciting interdivisional race. Super happy to be a part of this, and really excited to jump back in to the league for Season 3 next week when we hit the track at Canada.
Absolutely, and well, for me, it's been an absolute pleasure joining you two in the booth for this race. Do be sure to join us next week live for the Division 1 race, and then obviously later in the week for the Div 2 race that goes up. I will say Div 2 is in for quite a special season. If yesterday's little showcase was to reveal anything, I think we were in for an absolute banger of a season. So thank you all for joining us, and hopefully we see you all next week.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the parity of this league is just going to start coming through now with us being around for nearly a year, and so all these drivers are going to start mixing and meshing, and they're going to start slotting into the divisions. So the battles are going to get even closer. Speaking of tonight, that was just some great battles that we saw with just Jacko and Monkey to start. But that will be it for us here tonight for the Midwest F1 League. Like I said, be sure to tune actually in next Wednesday, where we go live with our F2 series. Don't know where that race is going to be, but whatever, screw it. 6:30 Pacific, 9:30 Eastern, 1:30 in Australia, or is it 12:30 because you guys had...
It'll be 11:30.
11:30. Oh, it was the wrong way around. Okay, yeah. So 11:30 in Australia and something 30 if you're in England. So be sure to tune in then if you are awake. But like I said, that is it for us here tonight. Be sure to follow us on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We love to hear it. We love to see it. So you have a good rest of your weekend, or a good... It's Thursday, man. I'm so used to closing it on like a Friday, but whatever. Have a good rest of your Thursday. Have a good Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be seeing you back here Wednesday night. I've been Crash. We've been the Midwest F1 League. I've been joined once again by Hotspot, Fallen Monkeys, and now Jacko for the evening. So see you next week. Okay. All right.